Today, Lakers got another one last night. They beat the Rockets again, 124-116, 7-game winning streak for the Los Angeles Lakers. Luka dropped 40. LeBron had 30, but here's the trick on LeBron's 30, or the catch on LeBron's 30. 13 of 14 from the floor, 2 of 2 from behind the arc, 6 dunks, okay? LeBron in March, 7 games played. The team's record, 6-1.
Ooh.
15 field goal attempts or less in every game in March. 34 minutes or less in every game but one that was an overtime win against Denver. The Lakers are the 3 seed. They're a game and a half up on Minnesota. They keep pushing Houston down by beating them, which is a good thing because I think that's the team you want to see in the first round. David Dennis Jr., I blurt out all of these numbers. That tells you what about the Lakers and LeBron right now?
They just keep winning in part because they have been consistent. That's just what it is. Like, part of what's happening is the rest of the Western Conference is falling apart, and the Lakers are just, in a good stride right now. The Rockets are an absolute mess. It was painful to watch them play these last 2 games, especially. Anthony Edwards is hurt. The Nuggets just lost to the Grizzlies last night. The West is sort of a struggle in that murky 4 through 6 area, and the Lakers are playing better right now. Now, my ceiling for them was being out in the first round. I think they can make it to the second round. That's probably the highest ceiling that I'm going to give them right now. But they're kind of doing a lot of the right things. Like, Luka is playing out of his mind. They have figured out that if they put LeBron more in that dunker spot to be more of the Super Saiyan Draymond, which I've been saying at the beginning of the season, I think that makes the most sense for them. Now, defensively, I still have a lot of concerns for them. I still have a lot of concerns about once they're playing every 48 hours come playoff time and some of those matchups. But the Lakers' ceiling has been raised from what I thought it was a couple of weeks ago, which is at least a good thing for them.
And is the ceiling raised because of LeBron's adjusted role? Because of what he is doing to help this Lakers team reach their maximum? I mean, we're seeing a different version of him and therefore a different version of the team, which is resulting in success. It's resulting in wins and wins over some quality teams.
Yeah, I mean, a part of it is LeBron James needing to be everything else than what LeBron James has usually been, which is he needs to be the 3rd best player on a team. He needs to be a guy that disrupts defenses, that, picks off weak side passes, that gets out, in fast break, in transition. Because for all LeBron James' weaknesses at the age of 41, which he is, well inclined to have them, he can still get downhill as well as anybody else. And offensively, when he is catching those alley-oops, when he's in that dunker spot, when he is getting backdoor passes, when he's just a disruptive force on offense and defense and not in control of the ball, that is a significant advantage for this Lakers team.
Let's just define dunker spot for people that may hear that and may not be familiar with that. Basically, that's low block, right? So he's on the low block. And the reason, David, I wanted to define that for people is when people think about LeBron James's career, they think about, he's always compared to Michael.
Yeah.
The comparison game-wise is more Magic than it is Michael, right? And he's playing kind of a point forward at time with the ability to score. He's the leading scorer in the history of the sport. But what the Lakers are having him do, in some ways, is way more similar to what Miami had him do than Cleveland or the Lakers previously, which is treat him like a power forward. Treat him like someone that is as strong as he is. He is unbreakable in terms of his strength, right? 6'8", 250, 240, whatever he is, chiseled beyond belief, and using that power and that ability to dunk, and he's not the greatest three-point shooter in the world, and they have someone at this point in his career that's better at that point forward than he is, which is Luka. So I think JJ Redick deserves a lot of credit here because whether this was by design or by default or however it happened, they got him to the place that I think, David, is where he's played his best basketball, when he plays more big than he does small. I believe, and I'm biased, I'm a Heat fan, but I think the numbers back me up. The best years of his career were in Miami, like in terms of his basketball. Just basketball. Maybe not his happiness, maybe not the overall success that he had in Cleveland with the second go-around, but I truly believe they have him playing the right position now, and he's playing defense.
Yeah, he is playing defense. He is sort of being, like I said, being disruptive. Like last night, what's kind of sealed the game, one of the things they sealed the game was Luka breaking through some really terrible double teams and just getting the ball, alley-ooping the ball to LeBron James. Or, you know, if LeBron James is going to cut to the basket, there is another guy open for three, whether it is Austin Reeves or somebody. Like, LeBron James is still a guy that is going to demand attention. He's going to demand you keep an eye on him. And to have that as your third guy when Austin Reeves can also still penetrate and get to the basket, when Luka can put up 40, basically a 40-point triple-double, that's formidable for these three guys. Like, offensively, you're going to have to keep up with this Lakers team regardless of what they do defensively. They're going to put pressure on you offensively throughout the entirety of the game, which is going to tire a lot of these defenses out.
Coming up, another beef over Smalls. Good morning, David.
Good morning, guys. How we doing? Happy March Madness. As you hear the music there, it's the best time of the year.
That's a song playing by one Future called March Madness.
That's right.
That was the reference there.
Oh, thanks.
We all got that.
Yeah.
Make sure we're all on
I'm
the
glad
same
you
page.
did
Good
that,
morning,
David.
guys.
You don't know if he knows Future.
Just want to make sure we're clear.
Is Future considered like a great rapper?
Deep catalog.
Future's great.
He's great?
Future's great. Future's
okay.
incredible. Future's incredible. March Madness is one of the great songs of the last 20 years.
It is?
March Madness is a banger. Also, Too Comfortable. I want that to be my ringtone.
Yeah.
Like my alarm. Like in the morning, wake up, better not get too comfortable.
Well, it'll never go off if that's the case with Smalls. I mean, Miss Late over here this week.
One time, David, in 3 years, your girl sleeps in.
One time?
I saw it and I got
such
secondhand anxiety just of the idea of the oversleeping. There was no. I was up so early this morning just because of what Smalls did. You inspired, I think, a whole community of people never to oversleep ever again. So
It's funny
your
you say
sacrifice
that.
is worth it.
I got a lot of messages from people being like, I didn't sleep last night because you overslept, and now it got put in my mind that I better not oversleep.
I'm of the belief, and this is for anyone working anywhere, obviously. I think the closer you live to where you work, the more likely it is that you oversleep. I'll tell you why. So when I lived in New York City and I would work in the mornings, there would be I overslept a few times because you think you have, and I was working in a studio in New York City. You think you have leeway. You
think you can push it.
Correct. Yeah. I'm not giving out your address. You live in New York City. You've made that clear many times.
Yes, I do live in New York City.
We are based in New York City. So if you oversleep by a half hour in theory, you could still make it in time. If you were to oversleep by a half hour.
No, she can't.
With hair and makeup, no chance.
And I want to counter your argument or your point by saying your co-host who's off today, Canty, lives the closest out of anyone. I mean, practically lives there. And he's there when he works, 4:45, 4:50 most of the time. He's like the first one in.
I also would like to add that I live upstairs. So,
right.
Perfectly fine. No problem.
Canty and I have like an unspoken competition
of who's going to get here first.
Yeah, there have been times we've seen each other on the streets coming in.
I'm glad I don't participate in this.
And we're angling to who gets here first. It's probably 50-50.
Does he know it's a competition? Or is it just in your head?
Guy played 11 years in the NFL, and he's literally top of his profession at every profession he's ever been in. You don't think he's a competitor, Cam? You don't think he's always he's never failed at anything he's done?
You just said it's unspoken, so I don't know if he is aware of what's going on.
When he sees me literally running by him to try to get in first, I'm pretty sure he knows. He may not participate as much as I do in that, but yes, it is a competition with that. But anyway, I said,
do you ever beat him and just I got him this time?
In my head, I'm not going to rub it in. He's 6'8", 350. He'd eat me for dinner. He'd destroy me, right? But in my head, yeah, of course.
I love the idea of you seeing him and being like, I better race there and get there first. And he does not care at all.
Yeah.
In my mind, Canty is not participating in this competition at all.
You're so wrong. He may not run with me.
I'm with you. I think if you asked him tomorrow, he'd be like, what? What are you talking about? Never seen Evan walking into the studio before in my life.
100%. 100%. He wants to get here first, just like I do.
We'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah, well, whoever gets here first, I guess. Courtside small, as I mentioned, I do want to give you were courtside. This is now her thing, David.
For the Brooklyn
she just goes courtside.
Oh,
not
with the reveal.
Not media like you and I would do, or like she used to do.
Press box.
She goes, press box or auxiliary press box, which is the worst because then it's like you're not even in the arena or stadium.
Yeah.
But she now gets invited to go courtside. She's the celebrity.
Well,
yeah.
I am not a celebrity, but the Nets were so gracious to have me out last night for Women's Impact Night. It was such a cool scene. I'd never been to a Nets game before. Barclays is a vibe. It was really fun. There were so many amazing people in the house. John Paul Jones was there. I was like, oh my gosh, champion, hello. Ellie of Liberty fame was there. Suni Lee was there. Obviously, SGA and the Oklahoma City Thunder were there because they were playing in the game. It was really fun.
There?
Yeah, the Nets were not there, actually.
They were there. They were there. You know, I'm kind of, you guys, I don't know if I should soft launch this, but I'm kind of toying with the idea of becoming a Nets fan.
Well, I mean, they're really good right now.
No, I like the idea because I didn't have a football team. I became the NFL Bachelorette and I picked the Packers and it was the fit for me. But the Packers are a legacy team. A lot of people took umbrage with the fact that I picked a team that has never been bad, really. I mean, historically, the Packers are in the mix. And I picked them at a time where they were good and they were ascending. The Nets are not that. And it makes me think I need a New York team. Should I get in on the ground floor? Should I get in now and we can grow together?
I will tell you, having been to many Nets games in Brooklyn, it is absolutely cool.
It's so fun.
It's a great arena. It's definitely a place where you'd want to be, right? In terms of just overall fun factor, safety, all that kind of stuff. Basketball-wise, they're not where they want to be. I think that's pretty safe to say. They scored 24 points in the first half of a game last night.
Like I said, we could grow together.
Yeah.
It's already we. Okay. It's already we.
Are you,
if you're
are you
saying
thinking no, David?
Are they in the Liberty like a package deal?
Yes.
Is that a thing? There you
As
go.
you can see on my T-shirt here,
Yeah.
it says Brooklyn, and then there's a Nets logo and a Liberty logo.
So if it would make you a Liberty fan, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. You know,
2 for the price of 1,
2 for the price of 1,
including some champs in there.
Yeah, Ellie, the elephant is the great mascot of our time, I think, and I think it's worth it just for that. Nets, you can, we'll see.
The great mascot of our time.
By the way,
I would agree with that, but Gritty, I think, would have something to say about it.
As we're just off the beaten path already today, I was listening to Clinton and Friends yesterday, 10 until noon Eastern time. And speaking of the WNBA, they have the verbal agreement. And I heard David Dennis Jr. and Clinton Yates talking about that. And one could say you're thinking about all of the information and all of the basketball, or someone could say what I'm about to say, which is Clinton steals Monopoly money growing up. David, can you what happened there yesterday on the show? People can go back and listen to the podcast, Clinton and Friends, because I was amazed by this comp he made here.
So we were talking about the negotiations, and Clinton Yates revealed that he and his family, when they play, they hide their Monopoly money. They do not reveal to the other players how much money they have playing Monopoly. And I had never heard this in my life. And looking at your faces, you have not either.
No.
It is one of the wild things that I've ever heard in terms of playing a Monopoly game. They hid their money. You hide it wherever you can hide it, like actual stashes of cash. I don't know if he's talking about like under the mattress, under the board, whatever. You don't know how much money you have. It's hidden. It feels like a
never heard of such a thing.
Ruthless, cutthroat way to play the game.
Yeah.
It explains a lot about Clinton, to be honest.
By the way, that came up while praising the WNBA players.
Yes.
That it was hard for me as a listener to concentrate on praising the WNBA players when all I saw in my head was Clinton Yates and his family sitting around taking Monopoly money and hiding it.
It just matters more to them.
They what?
It just matters more.
Yeah, I guess so. All right, first day of the NCAA tournament. The whole